having a support that will hold the mid lane and secure objectives for the core jungler will strengthen the team's probability of winning the game. Also, having a versatile support is very essential because it will serve as a foundation for their core heroes to meet their specific needs, especially getting experiences and leveling up and finishing their builds. To sum all these factors into one, these will create a winnable strategy that will destroy enemies easier and more effectively. This can be achieved with the help of the most versatile support, the Mage Assassin, Selena, or also known as the Abyssal Witch. This content was written and brought to you by Zero Hedge, one of the best Selena users ever, so go check him out. Anyway, it's your boy Enzo, and this is Yugatech Gaming. Now, speaking of the devil, Selena has the ability to manipulate the dark magic of the Abyss. She could also absorb power of the Abyss into her body and transform herself into a demoness, capable of tearing down enemies into shreds. She's always ready to slaughter at any time, and no creature could really escape, especially that first skill, which I hate. This made her one of the coolest heroes in the game because of her interchangeable personalities and her soft demonic aura. Now, starting with her passive skill, Symbiosis, Selena can switch freely between two forms. The Elven form, which she could apply the Abyssal Mark with her skills. The Abyssal Mark can stack up to 2 times when Abyssal Trap hits an enemy, which it immediately adds an Abyssal Mark. And the second one, it's all damage and will consume 1 stack of Abyssal Mark to deal 240 to 450 plus 40% total magic power with extra magic damage. And now, for her first skill, the Abyssal Trap. Selena summons an Abyssal Devil to lurk into a designated location. The Abyssal Devil smothers nearby enemies with its body. The enemy movement speed is reduced by 70% after 1 second. This deals 350 plus 150% of total magic power or magic damage to the target and other nearby enemies, slowing them down by 50% in a second. Selena can summon up to 3 Abyssal Devils. For each Abyssal Devil, the final extra damage will increase by 50%. This skill can also serve as a ward for additional map control. And for her second skill, which is the most annoying one, is the Abyssal Arrow. Selena fires an arrow to a designated direction, dealing 250 to 500 magic damage to her first enemy hero that she hits and stuns for 0.5 seconds to as long as 3 seconds. The stun duration and damage increases with the distance that the arrow travels. The arrow absorbs Abyssal Traps as it travels, hence will apply the effects of Abyssal Traps to the enemies upon hit. This ability could give you map control and scouting capabilities as well when the arrow takes flight. And now for her third skill, Primal Darkness. Selena enters her Abyssal form and increases her movement speed by 30% for 0.8 seconds, immediately resets her cooldown of Soul Eater and Garrote. The Abyssal form Selena gains new skills and her basic attack will deal plus 25% total magic power and extra damage. And do take note, you can already have your ultimate skill as early as level 1. This can be beneficial for the team and will provide early game advantages against the opposing teams. And now, let's talk about the builds. With Selena, you should try to utilize her compound damages and magic equipments, namely Demon Shoes for mana regeneration, in order for her to spam magical arrows freely. Next is Clock of Destiny for additional main attributes, Lightning Truncheon for the utilization of her AoE damage, Divine Glaive for magic penetration, and Magic Crystal for maximum damage. And for the last item is the Berserker's Fury. This is for her damage capabilities, especially in her first skill when she's in demon form. Next, for the emblems. With her emblem configuration, you should try to maximize Magic Worship Mage emblem, as its tertiary mage emblem for additional burning damage. This will help compound her recurring damage to finish her opponents very easily. For her primary, you should maximize Flow Emblem and Catastrophe for secondary for an additional magic percentile damage. And now, for the most important part is the tips. This is for you guys who really want to know how to play and optimize your abilities well. First of all, always help the jungle, especially in obtaining their buffs by setting up traps and the spawning buff monsters. This will gain huge advantages against the opposing jungle because you can early challenge and invade setups against enemy buffs. I can possibly steal it from them. Combining traps with your arrows can also help Selena compound her damage as it can read and burst her enemies into shreds. The trap always acts as a tool for almost everything, so being creative is essential for her combinations. Selena is a hybrid type of hero, so trying to maximize your mage damage and attack damage can be crucial in team fights and pickup. So choosing the right selection for her items will vary from time to time, and it will also depend on the flow of the game and what the enemies draft. And for her best teammates is Kaja, because his ultimate controls the enemy for Selena to get an easy kill. Karina-Selena combos ultimate follows up each other well, especially after Selena hits an enemy with her magical arrows. Selena is best against Natalia, Layla, Hayabusa, and other assassins because of her long stun duration and reap damage. But if an enemy has a Chu, Hanabi, and Kufra, Papa and Koopa, and Zaz, these types of heroes have unique abilities that could really counter Selena, so avoid drafting Selena if we see enemies drafting these heroes. And that's pretty much it for this Selena tutorial. What do you guys think? I personally hate the Abyssal Arrow and going against her. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to visit yugatech.com/gaming for more news, tips, and tricks. It's your boy Enzo, and stay safe.